Okay, so this example focuses on creating a responsive navigation bar. Now, if you check very well, almost any website you're going to be creating, one way or the other, involve the use of a nav bar. And we're looking at how we can make a nav bar very interactive. Okay, so here's one we're going to go on with. I'm going to be using native CSS and it's going to be inline CSS. If you're used to external CSS, fine, good. You can use external CSS. But I don't want to be creating too many files, so I'm just good with this. Now, this is going to be a simple design. The most important thing is having what we want. So I have one here representing my brand name, and then I have my nav link. You can have your navigation using a UL, LIL of that stuff. I don't have need doing that stuff. So I do my nav very straight. So this is about, and maybe you have like blogs. You have services. Okay, let's say um, blog came after services. So just services. Then this one. So as many of them as you may have, go on that. So let's go again. Standard syntax, box sizing, very important. Always do this to have a good design. If you don't, if design will look somehow, some things will not align very well. So it's always here. And I would like to set a default font size 14 px. I would like to set a font family. I like this font. It's there. Okay. I don't want my link to have underlines, so I will also set configuration none right from here. I'm gonna do it with the underlines. Okay, so let's go on with the header. I'm designing an orange website. So now I'm just gonna have background orange. Of course, it can be anything, so I'm just going on with orange. Let's see orange red, or let's see tomato. Tomato is, yep. I think orange is much better. Yeah, I'm gonna pad this a bit. Pad by 5px phased out. Phased out. Hope this is visible though. And then I will still flex it. Actually, you should take out your time to explore and understand the use of this because it's a very important CSS property. You find it in almost every design. It's important. If you understand how to use it, it will save you so much stress. So I'm going to justify content to space between, and I'll align items to center. This will make everything to be in the center of my header bar. Okay, then I'm moving to the H1. So we have header H1. I'm going to change. I can actually change its color here. So I'm going to skip the next line. Font color here is white. Omitted semicolon. So I'm just going to design my navigation here. Nav A. So I'll also set the color of this one to white. And I'll display them as block elements and then add a bit of padding. Okay, I'm adding hover and hover. There are two ways of adding hover. So if you're not used to this method, you my hover, and I want to use the spacing as a hover for px. Let's see what that looks like. Something like this. Px, I don't know. Okay, so because of this, I'm going to add transition of 0.5 seconds, so it should be interactive now. Like that. Also going to add font weight, make it bold on hover. Yeah. Then you now have your header, have flex text, display flex, and that's it. Now for responsive web design, add media screen, and so you can actually see apply your media screen using the regular method. If you cannot use the different, you can use that method. This is also valid, so don't got any problems. 8px. 768 is not standard, but it's one of the most popular points you can use because the biggest tablet is 768px, so you can easily just use this. Sorry, the smallest tablet, 768px, that's iPad mini, so we can use this as a midpoint. Okay, so I'm going to change the flex selection here. Selection here, I'm going to select column. Here will actually be block. Sorry, FT selection. Here it's going to be row. So this is column and desktop. Row, column, row. Now there's going to be a whole lot of design in the mobile, so I'm going to start from here, adding a background to it. I want to use white. I'm going to add something like position 6. Okay, we're getting there. Top. Okay, top should be like 20px, so it's going to drop down a bit. I'll set it weight to 90%. And then left should be 5%. Okay, I'm going to cause a bit of border radius 5px. Okay, so this is back to I'm going to add at media again, media screen, and all this we're doing is just design. When we get to JavaScript is what we actually cause the responsive now. So this one is just design. So here color is going to be yellow, sorry, orange, since we're working with orange. Let me just screen and max width, sorry. 78. And then I'm going to include padding here, a bigger padding, something like this. Okay, we'll also add the border on this 0.4px solid orange. Alright, something like this. This is fine. Okay, so this is your mobile now. This is your desktop now. Mobile, desktop. Okay, now we also forgot something. The nav control. We have a button here, and what would I use? We're supposed to use font awesome for this, but I don't have font awesome now, so I'm looking for something we can click on. Let me see. We don't have anything that looks like try an arrow, up arrow, down arrow, left arrow. Okay, let me just use this for now. So when you click, and this is supposed to show. Now, for now, let's design it first. Header button. Okay, so background is known. So transparent. We'll also empty the border set to 0. And the color should be white. Since we're using white, we can add font weight bold, making it thick. Font size 18px, 28px, and that's big enough. Okay, I feel like we should bring back this border. So I'm bringing it back to px, solid white. Mm, 18, and then there's padding. Okay, so we're going to do padding top and bottom 0px by 5px. We're looking at getting a square there. Then body bridge is added. Okay, so now responsive takes over again at media screen, and this is mobile. So 68, yes. Okay, so this is mobile. So on mobile is going to have display block, while on desktop it will have display none. Hidden, you can see display none, display block. Okay, so I think we can begin the JavaScript part now. Okay, not yet. This is your navigation tool. So we're going to, yes, this is desktop. So we're also going to hide this one using translate, transform, translate. The 200%. This is going to disappear. We're also adding transition to the element. Transition is a timing effect. Let's say 2 seconds. Okay. The JavaScript begins from here. This is script. This is script. And the first thing is I'm going to find this element. So I'll do document.create selector. Since I have only one header and one button inside, add event listener. Okay. Command function. Okay, so this inner HTML document.query selector, and then I'll say header nav. So you can give them ID. I just decided not to use ID. So the style dot translate transform equal to in quotes place translate this now, the nav is going to crawl in. Header nav, the style dot transform translate 0 px. Okay, px. Let's try that again. Okay, so you just scroll in. If you refresh this goes. So that, and the idea is if I click on this, it should take it back. So what I'm going to do is I will use a counter, right? So the counter is like for instance, I'm going to create let's say count here. I can actually try to get try to check the speed whether the translate value is 0 or not. But let's use a counter. It's going to be more handy. So I'll come here and then we'll just do something like this. If counter, okay, sorry, if count is equal to 0, something should happen. Return. And I'll say count is not equal to 1, and then I'll return, otherwise it's not supposed to happen. Okay, otherwise this goes back to left arrow, and this goes to what 200% that it was before. So if I click on this, got a problem, count 0. Okay, how to now be 0 here. So if you click, this is double equal to, okay, show. So when you click here, it goes back. You click it on, you click it goes back. And from our CSS, let's bring the nav down a bit. There is top somewhere, top 20. Let's make it 30. So it's not, yeah, something like this. So this is how we can make a simple responsive nav. Let's open this with okay, so this is your nav, sorry, your mobile phone. It's just a simulator. Okay, so this is how it will look like. This will only be found on mobile devices. Let's pick more devices. So this is how it will behave like. Let's see a tablet, iPad mini. Yeah, iPad 4. Okay, this one is using desktop version. So that's how we can control our nav.